Hey y'all, Sarah Luhu here, and we are back again with Deathmark. So last episode we had a pretty good night. We went back through the forest and uncovered all of its little secrets and medicines and notes and all of that, I'm pretty sure. Because we got, I think, the good ending that time. Everybody made it out alive because we correctly figured out how to make Shimi-o commit suicide like the rest of his cult did. We covered this fresh root in honey and fed it to him, and he died with a smile on his face, so I'm pretty sure he went to wherever he was trying to get to, and made it to the rest of his cult. Mashida found peace in the knowledge of what had happened with the honeybee family cult and the mystery of H Elementary, and so he's gone on his way now that he doesn't have any marks anymore. I don't know if Shu's going to be sticking around, but he has also lost his mark now that Shimi-o has passed on, and our news reporter lady Christy still has hers, mysteriously. And so I'm guessing that's going to be our next big mystery, but first we have to talk to Mary and get ourselves a good night's sleep, so let's do that. Are you retiring to bed? Yes. Good night. And I guess that's that. Chapter 2, Shimi-o, End. I think we did good. It's been 3 days since Shimi-o's defeat. I mean, I've murdered 2 ghosts now. I have a tally of 2 dead small children and 1 giant adult. But, I mean, I have, like, 2 medium-sized adults and 2 regular adults that are still alive, so 4 beats 3. Mashida and Shu have left, leaving only Christy and I at the mansion. Aw. Oh well, my son is safe. I've done my job. At least one of them is. We've not had any new mark bearers arrive, nor any new info on any spirits. Death's footsteps keep drawing closer. Yet I am still somehow alive. Any thoughts, Mary? Good work, Lady Christie and Lord Sheeran. Did you obtain any clues? No, nothing really. I'd hoped, but... I see. Lady Saya's studies seemed optimal to contain something of interest. Christy and I just finished investigating Sayakujo's study. It had been full of mountains of specialized books and piles of reports. It was a daunting task, but we did our best to search through them regardless. Except it was all futile. Everything was about healing the spirit. Nothing mentioned the mark at all. Yes, we needed to heal the spirits, and we've done it at least once. Let's see if we can do it another time. Hey, Mr. Sheeran. Don't you think it's useless to keep searching the mansion? You have any other ideas, then? Well, remember what I said about H Shrine? I forgot. What? You lost that memory? It's in the forest by H Castle? I remember it being in the forest, but I don't quite remember what you said about it, so give me a refresher. I was thinking, maybe the shrine is connected to all the spirit stuff. That's what Shimi-o's note said, right? Everything happened in the forest is the divine wrath of H Shrine. Yes. Then you think the mark and the spirit activity are because of this divine wrath? It's definitely a possibility. Disasters happen in many ghost stories, and this because of the wrath gods. Isn't there value in looking into it? You're making a leap. Who knows? Maybe. Exactly what I expect from you. Always so quick on the uptake. Christy is brimming with confidence. Oh, that wasn't sarcasm. Okay. She seems in a much better mood than she was 3 days ago. She's a famous reporter after all, so maybe this is what she's really like. So, Mary, I'd like to go to H Shrine. You don't mind, do you? It is true, many unpleasant rumors surround that forest. If the cause is H Shrine, there may be some clues there. But even if there are, if it's spiritual, then how are normal humans like us supposed to find it? Christy and I don't have spiritual powers. I don't know about Christy. She kind of prayed away 2 ghosts there. Hmm. In that case, could you bring me along with you to H Shrine? Am I going to carry you on my back, little doll girl? I should be able to sense the presence of anything spiritual. I can act as a guide as well. Oh wait, why am I doing that? I don't know. You know that shrine? Yes, in truth, it enshrines the guardian deity of the Kujo family. Over the generations, the heads have taken care of the shrine. However, that came to an end after their recent war resolved. As one who serves the Kujos, I am concerned about its present state. Then bringing you along would mean I have to carry you, don't I? As it is impossible for me to walk, I would agree with that assessment. I am sorry to inconvenience you. An overgrown forest in the dead of night. I'm not looking forward to having to carry Mary all the way to the shrine. But nothing else I can do. You look worn out and we haven't left. It's a small price to pay if we can get any hints about the spirits. That's true. I think Mary's eager about this too, so I'll just have to deal with it, I suppose. Okay, let's go back to the forest. I mean, it's not like we have a choice there. Alright, back to the forest. Let's see what we can find there. Before we leave, we put Mary in the back seat. Should we buckle her in? Thank God, she's not as heavy as she looks. Rude. I should be able to carry her just fine. By the way, Mr. Sheeran, have you read the files over there? No, I don't believe to that. I have. She points to the right side of the room and shelves packed with files. Not yet. I've searched most of the mansion, but I haven't checked the garage. Oh, really? Christy grabs a file and flips through the pages. Looks like articles on various crimes. The clippings cover every incident in each city and the surrounding area. Was Miss Kujo looking into criminal activity? Any of it look related to the mark? No, not as far as I can tell. These are all extremely old. The most recent date is 5 years ago. She puts the file back. Alright, should we head out soon? I assume that's what we were doing. I mean, you guys are being mighty assumptive, though. Like, if she's collecting random crimes, it might be related to a violent ghost, perhaps? I park outside the entrance, well, depending on the nature of the crimes. I park outside the entrance of the forest and gather Mary into my arms. We make our way to the familiar arch. There's still a long way to go. A middle-aged man carrying a doll. You're practically a ghost story yourself if someone sees you here. Indeed! I am very sorry to cause you such trouble. Mary stares up at me as I hold her. Her skin and hair glint bewitchingly when the light from the flashlight catches them. I have not been outside in a long time, and to go hiking in the arms of such a fine gentleman, this is a very precious experience. Oh, you're making me blush, Mary. She sounds as dispassionate as ever, but is she actually having fun? Cute. Still, it is just as the rumors say. This forest is filled with the curses and resentment of the dead. Simply their presence is enough to drive the living mad. The land is tainted. I can see why it has given birth to monster spirits. I bet if you track down the cause of it, it'll be divine wrath. Let's hurry to the shrine. We reach the old Torii gate with no trouble. Any bees this time? We stand and watch for a while, but nothing comes out of the beehives. Yay! They seem to be sleeping. It is most likely because Shimi-o is now gone. H Shrine is up those stone steps. At Mary's direction, we walk toward the gate. A small black shadow flits across our feet. It's that rabbit again. So this is the rabbit you told me about, Lord Sheeran. You are correct. It is very cute. The rabbit stares up at the two of us, then disappears toward the shrine. What in the world was that about? What do you think, Mary? I felt a strange presence. It appears to be possessed by some kind of soul. So it's a spirit too. Go figure. Indeed.
though it does not appear strong enough to give marks to humans. We know nothing of its true nature, so please proceed with caution.
Fair enough. We follow the rabbit under the torii gate and up the stone steps. At the top, we find the wilderness creeping in. There doesn't seem to be anything here but an old altar. Is this, a shrine? It's fallen into disarray. Ah! Sadly, it has fallen into disrepair. Close. Very close.
The war was over 50 years ago. I suppose this was to be expected. That black rabbit is gone. Deserted shrines give me the creeps. Let's hurry up and get to searching so we don't stay here long.
Indeed, let's. I don't like the fact that the rope is torn. Aren't the ropes supposed to be like important? And all... Oh, that is creepy. All of the statues are beheaded. Okay, that looks like a mirror up there, so I'm going to save that for last. Let's look at the beheaded statue first. Headless Buddha statues are buried in the ground.
Creepy. I wonder what happened here.
There's a sacred Shimi-o rope on a ragged boulder.
I wonder if that boulder is an Iwakura?
What's that? Thank you for not knowing.
According to ancient Shinto tradition, it's a sacred rock that a god descended on. It's not uncommon for the rock itself to be an object of devotion.
So is tearing the rope supposed to be like an insult to the god then, maybe? Alright, weird mirror. It's a wooden shrine altar. Clouded old mirror serves as the Goshintai.
Looks like it's true that no one's taken care of this place for a long time.
I peek inside the altar just in case, but all I find is a thick layer of dust.
The Goshintai's outside and the altar is empty. That's concerning.
I don't think there's any more we can search.
The Buddha statues concern me. Why are all the ones within the shrine missing their heads? Shinto and Buddhism were ordered to be separated during the Meiji period. Before then, many shrines were dedicated to both. 8 Shrine was much the same. But in the Meiji period, there was a push to make Shinto the main religion. The faiths were forced apart. Extremists stole the Buddha statues from shrines and desecrated them, Oh, the famous anti-Buddhist movement. So this is where that happened. No, it was done in a public space as they wanted to make a show of it. The broken statues were carried here to serve as a memorial for worship. The Kujo family head was said to be aggrieved, so he moved them in secret. It seems that all the broken statues from around each city were buried here.
Strange. You said they were worshipped, but this place is pretty much in ruin.
You have a keen eye, Lord Sheeran. The shrine was subsequently dug up and the statues were stolen.
So they came all the way into this huge forest just to carry off broken statues? Who would do something like that?
That I do not know. I merely heard they were stolen 50 years ago, around the time of the war. So the statues were broken, thrown away, and then dug up. They say the Buddha has a wealth of patience, but even he'd get angry.
Could that anger have turned into divine wrath and given birth to the Markan spirits? Mary, have you been able to feel the presence of any spirits or whatever?
About that, this land is much more foreboding than I had imagined. The enmity, whatever, of the forest, small as all else, it is hard to sense beneath it.
So, too much background noise, right?
Yes, although I do sense the same presence as Lady Christie's mark, however faint. I am sure the spirit that gave her the mark is somewhere in the forest.
So, after all that, we were only able to reconfirm something we already knew.
Forgive me, I was unable to. You don't have to apologize, Mary. We learned plenty of value here.
What do you mean?
I'll tell you on the way back. First, let's get the hell out of here. This place gives me the creeps. Maybe it's the ill will Mary sensed.
Oh, I actually get to walk back. That means I'm probably going to run into something. We leave a shrine, walking down the beach trail towards the forest entrance. Maybe it's because of that strange tale, but for some reason I feel like someone is watching us from the darkness of the trees. But we made it back to the car, alright? I think. Okay, yes. We begin driving back to the mansion. As we break out of the dense forest, I can see building lights pop up here and there. Well, that was a complete waste of time. My anxiety lifted, I don't even bother to filter the words that slip out of my mouth.
Oh, I don't know if that's true. It's all coming together for me.
Without further prodding, Christy starts in on her theory, passion evident in her voice.
I believe Shimi-o was right. 8 Shrine is definitely what's causing all the strange stuff in the forest. I'm sure it's those stolen statues. Don't you agree?
I wonder. It feels like we just don't have enough info at this point to say one way or another. But there's no denying that a lot of strange things are going on in that forest. Between all the suicides and Shimi-o wandering around, couldn't just be coincidence, could it?
If we research the shrine, we might learn more about the mark. I feel that's a lot safer than risking our lives looking for that spirit. Don't you think?
You might be right. My replies are half-hearted, which isn't what Christy was hoping for, so she falls silent. An awkward and uncomfortable silence settles.
Lord Sheeran, please stop the car.
Mary speaks for the first time since we entered the car. Why? What is it?
I sense a presence similar to Lady Christie's mark close by.
I thought there was a shift in the noise of the car. And then they just went silent, so I was like, okay, well maybe not, but... Following Mary's request, I parked in a vacant rest stop on the outskirts of H City. Christy and I step out of the car. Uh-oh. Yeah, something's here. Yeah. Ooh, that one stings. My mark is suddenly scalding. Is something nearby?
Look, someone's over there.
Oh, hello. A small girl steps out of the telephone box. Why is a kid outside at this time of night?
Thank you for bringing me out here this late at night, Ida. I got to talk with Hanayome. I don't know what that is.
Oh yeah, glad to hear it. Oh, nope. Oh god. A rather round young man appears, stepping out of the shadows. You got your question? No, I already did that one. Alright, let me think of a voice for him. Give me one sec. Yeah, whatever. You got your question answered, Suzu.
Yeah, it's okay now. Hanayome sure is amazing, though. She knows where everything is.
You got that right. She helped me find my limited edition Love and Hero phone shop I dropped. This is his voice, apparently.
What's Love and Hero?
What? You don't know? They're a popular idol group here. They've been all over TV lately. I'm surprised you haven't heard.
TV's restricted at home. Mom says it rots your brain. Oh, Ida, is the bus coming soon?
Oh, the last bus is on its way. We better go. We'll be in big trouble if your mom finds out we went out.
Yeah.
We watched from a distance for a while, but it's hard to determine their relationship. Yeah, the pain from my scar is suddenly gone. Hey, Christy, what do you think? I turn, but Christy isn't there. Christy? Hey, you there. Oh, that's her.
Hey, you there. Just how do you know that girl? Depending on your answer, I'll report you for child abduction.
Well, there goes Christy hounding the poor guy. Just calm down. I try to placate her, but she won't budge. Good on you, Christy. The shirt is kind of sketchy, bro. The man stumbles over his words. He looks flustered and overwhelmed.
Hey, lady. Don't be mean to Ida.
The girl rushes to stand defensively in front of him and glares at us. She seems a lot more level-headed than the flustered guy behind her.
I asked him to help me, okay? I wanted to talk to Hanayome, so I had him come with me.
Who's this Hanayome you kept mentioning?
A ghost who helps find things. People say that you can talk to her from the telephone box.
A ghost, huh? She looks at me. We're both thinking the same thing. Earlier, the mark was hurting, so maybe... You guys look serious. What's going on? He nervously glances between us. Does this scar look familiar at all? I show them the mark on my right arm. Hey, hold on, what is this? That looks exactly like mine. He pulls off one of his gloves and reveals the mark on his hand. Well, great for you, buddy. It's the cursed scar, yeah? I saw an article on it in Oop Arts Monthly. They say it causes amnesia, even kills you, but that's nonsense. It's not all true, right? Right? Sounds like he's heard the rumors, but chose not to do anything about it. That's no surprise, really. It's tough to believe it's real until your memory loss starts becoming noticeable.
I've got one of those too. It showed up on my left wrist when I made the phone call earlier.
Pulling up her sleeve, she shows us her mark. And you got the child infected too, you dink. They both have the mark, and after calling Hanayome... got the mark after calling Hanayome. That's more than a coincidence.
Well, we can't just leave them here. Let's bring them to the mansion.
Now who's the child abductor? We tell them what's going on and ask them to go to Kujo Mansion with us. It surprisingly doesn't take much to get them to come. I thought it'd take more convincing. Could partially be because they missed the last bus while talking with us. Before they climb in, I warn Mary to stay quiet until we get back. Might be a bad idea to freak them out. I am curious about what's going on there, though. Oh, bad, because it doesn't seem familial. Or maybe, I don't know, because the guy looks older. Could be brother and sister. I don't know. Alright, first we introduce ourselves. The man's name is Ida Nakamatsu. The girl is Suzu Morimiya. They tell us they met through the reader's column of the Oop Arts Monthly. Suzu mentioned she was interested in Hanayome, and Ada told her what he knew. Okay, so friendship, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm judging a book by its cover, perhaps, but we'll see. Then we pestered him into bringing her to the rumored telephone box. They were out this late because of her. Her parents sound pretty strict. Her mother keeps a close eye on her after school, and she needs permission to go out. So she snuck out of the house after her mother went to bed. Don't think she'll be too happy to know you're sneaking around with random men. Alright, Hanayome is... Wait.
Hanayome is just as famous at my school as Hanahiko is. Hey, Ida. Please tell them about those rumors.
Do I have to? Okay, fine. Ida reluctantly... It's probably Ada or something, but I'm calling him Ida. Whatever. Reluctantly tells us at Suzu's request. They're just rumors I read, but... Chapter 3, Hanayome. Alright. Hey, remember that one story? You know, the one about the public phone box in each city? There's a ghost that looks like a bride, and she'll find what you're looking for. One of my friends actually tried it. He went to the specific phone box that lets you talk with ghosts. The phone suddenly started ringing. He slowly picked up the phone. But all he could hear was this weird smacking noise. He stayed on the line until... Did you see it? He heard a woman whisper. So he did what the rumor said to do and said, "No, I haven't seen it." Then she said,
"What do you want to see?"
His cat had gone missing, so he asked where it was. When he looked where the woman said it really was there. So the rumors are totally true. I want to go ask her where my future bride is now. Oh, wanna come with me? It's kind of a messed up thing to say. She's also the one that's on my box art. I got that cool little limited edition box thing. And stuff. She's on one side of it. There's another character on the other, but I don't think we've met that one yet. Alright, there. I carry Mary from the car and gently place her back on the sofa.
Thank you very much. Being in your arms is not bad, but I am most calm when I am here.
The doll really talked? I can't say I expected that. Then does that mean all that stuff about the mark is true too? On the way over, we updated Suzu and Ida with just about all they needed to know. They may not completely believe us, but they're not rejecting it outright either. Seems like Ida in particular has already experienced some memory loss. Something about forgetting the names of anime characters or voice actors. Christy looked at him strange, but he appears to be taking it quite seriously. And Suzu snuck out of her house because she believed the rumors about Hanayome. They both believed in the occult already. I'm pretty sure they'll help us find a way to escape the mark. Granted, they're also really curious about Hanayome.
Pardon me, but may I speak? The marks on Suzu and Ida. They are likely from Hanayome and Lady Christie. The feeling I sense from your mark is the same as theirs, so we can assume Hanayome also gave the mark to you. Do you recall encountering her? Something weird did happen. Right before I entered the forest, I stepped in the phone box on T Mountain. The phone rang out of nowhere. Oh, it might be because of that. The telephone box at the rest area is also in the rumors of Hanayome. But I didn't pick it up. It creeped me out, so I left. I was never able to give that person one final call because of that. Who are you talking about? It's not for children to know. Fine.
So, there are other phone boxes like that.
I think there are 3 the Hanayome will call from. The one we went to in the A Highway parking lot is one. And one is at the T Mountain rest area. That's the one Miss Christie went to. And, I know where's the last one?
At the park by T apartment complex. It's the only one inside the city. But why just those 3 locations? Dunno, the BBS I read didn't say.
Mister, do you really think Hanayome is the one who gave us the marks?
Of course, totally. Maybe not. I'm not sure yet. I mean, it has to be, sorry, of course.
But the rumors about Hanayome go back 5 years. No one's ever mentioned that if you call her, you'll get a mark.
Suzu's right. Rumors about this mark thing only popped up super recently.
So you're saying Hanayome hasn't always been giving out the mark?
If that's true, I wonder what triggered the change. Of course, I can't really say, seeing as I don't know anything about spirits.
Ghost helping people find what they're looking for. That's pretty strange.
Definitely the definition of ghost story.
Hey,
no, wait, this is you or who is this?
Hey, Mr. Sheeran, if those rumors are true, why don't we try asking where the stone statues are? If we return them to their places, it might just save our lives.
Search for the Buddha statues. Christie's right, we might be able to escape the mark without fighting a spirit. Mary, what do you think?
A good question. Objects with human forms are easily able to gain inexplicable powers. Bleeding stone statues, cursed dolls, there are many examples. Historical statues of gods and Buddhas would certainly be no exception. Asking Hanayome about them would be a good idea.
So says the doll before our eyes that has inexplicable power to talk. You're not cursed, right, Mary? Maybe it wouldn't be strange that Buddha statues could bring down divine wrath.
Lord Sheeran, may I add, as I explained previously, your mark is... it is different from the others. Vanquishing spirits seems to weaken your mark's power.
It's been several days since she told me that I was going to die. Taking care of the spirits we encountered is likely how I'm still among the living. Good, good. What are you trying to say?
I cannot say what relationship between your mark and Hanayome is. But it is true it is in your best interest to track down spirits. I hope you will guide these mark bearers this evening as well.
I mean, what else can I do? Can't really picture Christy and Ida facing off against the spirit by themselves. They need a big manly man like me to do something about it. If they failed, then a child would suffer the deadly consequences. Yeah, like that hasn't happened already. She even kind of looks like Tsukasa. That would weigh heavily on me. No turning back. I'll figure something out.
Thank you.
Mary bows her head slightly. It sounded like a sneeze. Cute.
Now, you should begin investigating Hanayome. Why does she call from 3 public phones within each city? Her secret may lie in that answer. You visited the parking lot already. Please investigate T Mountain and the park by the T apartment complex.
New info is added to the spirit file. Rumors of Hanayome other. Now, right, let's see. Who should my partner be? Oh, should I take the child along for death? I mean, she seems to know a little, but Ida seems to know more. I'm going to take Ida with me. The timid nerd or the gutsy girl. She doesn't look too gutsy. Alright, I'll take the timid nerd with us. That was a noise. Alright, let's look at our Hanayome. Remember Hanayome with the end of the 90s, online infrastructure has advanced the popularity of certain widely used BBS. Hanayome is an urban legend that sprung up from that BBS. It goes as follows. I don't know what BBS is. Certain telephone booths in HSA will let you talk to ghosts. If you go inside one and wait, the phone will suddenly ring. Pick it up and you'll hear a strange lip-smacking noise. A woman will ask, have you seen it? Rumors say you're supposed to reply, I haven't seen it. She'll respond, well, what do you want to see? Someone actually followed the instructions and was able to find a missing pet. What a strange tale. A lot of people are interested in this ghost, wanting to find things or people who have become lost, but not a single one has ever mentioned getting a mark from her. But the circumstances seem to imply that the spirit gave the mark to Ida and Suzu. Plus, why is this spirit called a bride? If she appears as a bride, then someone must have seen her. 3 phone boxes in each city let you speak with a ghost. One seems to be the one Ida and Suzu used. It shouldn't take long to reach the other 2 by car. I'm concerned about the statue stolen from each shrine too. If Hanayome really can tell us where they are, that would save us a lot of time. There's only one way to find out. Alright, and let's look at our new characters. That's Suzu, elementary school student, young girl, who called Hanayome to ask her something and received the mark. She is raised in a complicated household and is extremely mature. The only thing childish about her is her love of animals. Do you have a face to give me? There it is. That face of disgust. Alright, self-employed, or so he says. An occult maniac who's addicted to BBSs. He met Suzu through the readers column of Upa Arts Monthly. She idolizes him like a big brother for whatever reason. This is the beginning of the hottest summer in the life of Ada, age 33. Okay, his shirt isn't as bad as I thought it was initially. Instead of just a little ghost girl. Oh wow, that is a face though. Most people get angry, you guys just get disgusted and tearful. Oh my god, she does look so much like him. Oh, that's not fair. Let's see if we can save any more children. Alright. And we will go to the rest area first. The phone booth stands solitary on the edge of the vacant rest area. This is the one that we saw in the little cutscene thing. An endless sea of trees stands behind it. Kirsty must have run into the forest after she heard the phone ring. I can hear a dog howl from nearby. It almost sounds sad. But I'm probably just imagining it. Doesn't seem to bother Ida. He's only paying attention to the phone box. That's gotta be the booth the rumors mention. Something about it just feels off. Like everything's telling me this is it. Rumors say the phone is supposed to ring if you wait by it for a while. I'm guessing waiting outside doesn't count. Yeah, probably not. When I tried, it didn't ring until after I'd gone inside the thing. But the booth is too small for 2 people. Either I or Ida will have to go in. I'll pass. I'm kind of big, so yeah, me and cramped spaces don't work. I guess I'll just have to go in. It's cramped inside and almost impossible to move around at all. I'd be a sitting duck if a spirit attacked me while I'm in here. Clouded glass makes it hard to see the outside. That just makes me more nervous. I wonder how long I have to wait until the phone rings. So does this mean Japan still has, like, phone booths? Interesting, because you don't really see them much over here anymore. To pass the time, I glance around at the inside of the booth. There's a poster attached to the window. Help our investigation. On the night of February 8th, 1998, an assault took place in the forest nearby. If anyone has any info on this case, please notify each police department. This is dated 5 years ago. Looks like something terrible happened here, so we're in the early 2000s at the least. Or at the most. Yeah, because we could still be in the late 90s. Whatever. Okay, looks like something terrible happened here. So that makes sense we'd have phone booths. The phone begins to ring. I hesitantly reach out and pick it up. The only sound I hear is the dial tone. No one is speaking. What's going on? Joy for the headphones. Suddenly, there's a strange noise. Crunching, smacking, like the sound of saliva as someone chews. This is very unpleasant.
Did you see it?
Tucked in the smacking is a woman's voice. The voice is creepy, cold, and chills me down to the bone. Is this Hanayome?
Did you see it?
She asked the second time. The rumors mentioned that I should say, I haven't seen it. Very seriously, I say I haven't seen it.
What do you want to see?
It's going exactly as the rumors say. Hanayome is supposed to tell you the location of whatever you're looking for. Christy told me to ask about the Buddha statues that are stolen from Ed Shrine. I'll give it a try.
Buddha statues. Lord Buddha. Doesn't your arm already have the mark of the Buddha on it? Tell me you want a new Buddha.
Is that what's on my what?
Why are you doing that? Tell me. Well, tell me, 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 tell me.
Okay. Jesus, woman.
Tell me!
Langa's dead. I think I offended her. The woman's scream is still ringing in my ears. I feel sick. It must be because of my brush with the blood-curdling insanity. Why didn't she answer my question? What was different from when the others asked? The mark on my arm burns dully, like it's reminding me of exists. Maybe this is why she was acting strangely? And she did say something to the effect the Buddha gave me this mark. Was she just too insane to differentiate between Buddha and a monstrous spirit? Or is this mark really the work of divine wrath from the Buddha statues? I wait a while longer, but the phone doesn't ring again. There's no point in staying in here. You okay, Ada? So, as soon as I leave the booth, Ada comes up to me. You're drenched in sweat. Did something happen? I tell Ada about my conversation with Hanayome. Weird. No one mentioned that online. His brow furrows in confusion. Anyway, why don't we try going to the other phone booth? There could be clues there. You could try there too. There's no time to get lost in thought. Last phone booth is at the Park YT apartments in the other direction. We'll head there after stopping at the mansion. It's probably wise to ask Mary if she knows, what she knows since it's on the way. New info is added to the spirit file, second phone booth. There's nothing else? Okay, I don't have a flashlight. Yes, sorry. Yo, Mary, what up? Tell Mary what happened at the phone booth.
You say Hanayome acted strangely. She called the spirit that cursed you with the mark Buddha. I cannot say I know what she saw, but from what you said, she will likely not respond to your question. That does not mean she does not understand you, however. Use any method available to obtain as much information as you can.
Always the useful one, Mary. Alright, we're going to the park now. I see a small park tucked between all the looming apartment buildings. I'm thinking about the Buddha thing. And so, because my initial reaction when she said that was maybe it was supposed to be actually, like, the mark might mark us for death, but what if it's some kind of protection as well? And stuff, because when I think Buddha, I think good, right? All that, but what Mary said just then makes me think that Buddha might refer to the actual spirit that did whatever with the mark to us and stuff. It might not be exactly the Buddha statues, but maybe it's a ghost itself that just happens to take on the name of Buddha or something, and maybe it doesn't have any divineness to it. And maybe it's influencing other spirits in the forest, or not in the forest, just in the surrounding area, because Shimi-o did say he was speaking to a voice at the shrine, and so maybe it took up home in there. I'm sure it's related to the Buddha statue somehow, but I don't think it's actually anything divine, if that makes sense. Maybe it was something born of the war. We'll see. I see a small park tucked between all the looming apartment buildings. There's no one here, because everyone's already asleep, except for those few lights they're on. I'm pretty sure that's the phone booth from Hanayome rumors. Man, parks are kinda eerie when there are no kids around. Well, now that I'm here, I still have no idea why Hanayome hung up on me. Follow the rumor exactly. Where did I go wrong? I scratch my head.
Don't adhere to gossip. Defy it.
Suddenly I hear that strange voice again. Gossip, in other words, the rumors. Maybe it's not. I thought that might have been the ghost and stuff. I thought that might have been like Shimi-o and stuff back at the forest and Hanayome just then, but now that he's saying it's that voice again, oh, that it definitely means it's the same voice and stuff. Maybe it could be two things. It could be maybe our past self, the self without amnesia, giving us hints and clues through the fog of our memory, or maybe it's like some kind of intuition, spirit intuition thing. Like how when we were at Hanahiko's place, we got the vision and all that and stuff. Maybe that's where we're getting it from. Gossip, in our words, the rumors. What will happen if I don't follow the rumors? I had to go back to the car. There's something I want to try. That might end up backfiring on me. I don't want you to die in the process, buddy. Okay. Make sure you come back. I can't drive, so, kind of be stuck here. Oh, right. Wait a sec. And he pops out his chest and holds his index finger up. I've got some good info from the BBS. I guess Hanayome has this weird fixation on eyes. If something goes wrong, just remember that. So what are you telling me to do? I'm not really sure either. Anyway, just avoid saying I and things like that. Don't talk about myself? No, I mean I-E-Y-E, as in eyeball. Oh, and just in case, don't mention words that have that sound either. There's a limit to unreliability. I'll keep it in mind. Hyda returns to the car. I step inside and wait for the phone to ring. There's a poster in this booth, too. Just like the one at the rest area. This looks like it's been here for a few years. Young woman kidnapped. A young local woman was kidnapped close to this location. If you are a witness to this crime, please notify the police. February 8th, 5 years ago. So I'm guessing that's probably relating to the assault. I think the poster I saw at the rest area had the exact same date. Coincidence? I think not. Okay, sweet chicks. Second call. Phone rings. Grab the receiver and slowly pick it up. I hear a noise like someone chewing gum on the other end of the phone. The icy cold voice speaks.
Did you see it?
I saw it! Nope. No brother. Nope.
You saw, didn't you? You saw that thing of me.
What thing of you? The voice cuts off. Oh, shit. She is not happy. Something outside collides violently with the glass in the booth, but I can't see it. Live or die. Our favorite quiz show. Where your very life is put on the line.
Tell me, how did you see it? With your own eyes? Or eyeglasses? A telescope?
Totally a telescope, don't you know? I telescope. No eyes here. Dang it. I didn't say you just telescope. Telescope is the thing of which this person before you saw it. Sounds like something searching around the outside of the phone booth.
You saw it. You said you saw it. What color? A beautiful color. Red, pink, green.
Shit. What color? I think it was red, maybe pink, most likely green. This one doesn't have any eyes in it. Wrong! Why was it? Oh shit, there was an eye in it. There's likely. Dang. Oh shit, my soul power.
You saw it. What kind of person are you? What's important to you? Your dreams? Romance? Love? Which do you choose?
Shit, definitely my dreams. Romance is great. I believe in love. Oh, no, shit. There went my life. It was the middle one. Suddenly the phone goes dead. It was romance. Someone knocks on the glass door. I don't think I should open that. Is something wrong? Are you okay? Is that a stranger passing by? I guess they're wondering what's going on with me. It's a relief to hear a normal person's voice. Yeah, sorry. It's nothing, really. Oh dear. As I'm turning around, I feel the door of the booth violently fly open. Two dark, shadowy arms are the last things my eyes see. The image burned into my retinas. I died. Dang it. Can we retry that? Let's decide again. I see a small park. Oh, wow, we have to go through all this again. Yeah, that's great. Okay, I see where I messed up. So, I think the second one was supposed to be pink because there was one word with green and stuff that had... Yeah, don't hear to guess it if I... There was one word with green that had an eye in it. I think it was Mai or something, and I think that was the same problem with the top one on the last question as well. And stuff. I looked at those and I didn't see the I and the like and all that, so I figured that it had to have been like the letter I, perhaps. I think, but that was wrong. Yes. Okay, good info. Thank you. I just didn't listen to you. Hopefully I don't ever have to say your name around her. Alright, whenever you're ready. I'm going to avoid it, don't worry. Just if you'll let me get back into that phone booth, that'd be great. It would be swell. I know you think I'm an idiot and all that, and that I didn't get it. I got it. I just had terrible reading comprehension. Alright, let's go. Very slow reading comprehension, whatever. Poster in the booth too. Come on, yes, woman kidnapped. Totally relating to the other case with the assault. Alright. Did she ask if we saw her assault, maybe? Ugh, that noise. Yes, did you see it? I did, I totally saw. You saw, didn't you? You saw the thing of me. Yeah. Do I have to go through this again? I don't think I do. I think I know my answers. Good thing is I'll be able to save some soul power this time, hopefully. Something attack, I found it with the glass in the booth, blah blah blah. Live or die. This is our chance. Tell me, how did you see it? Your nose, or eyeglasses, a telescope. All about that telescope. Come on. Safe. I really need to build up my soul power. It's gotten kind of low. Sounds like something searching around the outside phone box. You saw it? Did you see it? What color? Beautiful color. Red, pink, green. Green before. Yeah, it's maybe pink. It was like has the I sound in it. Stuff where pink is an E. I feel like a first grader with this. I'm to sound out things. You saw it. What kind of person are you? What's important to you? Your dreams, romance, luck. Which do you choose? I choose romance is great. No, I sounded that. Safe. You good? Survived. We have calmed the spirit, temporarily at least. The phone goes dead. The next thing I know, the bloody handprint is gone. So is the ominous presence. The questions she asked me were strange. She's particularly anxious about what I had seen. I think I did a good job of not mentioning anything like eyes in my answer. Overly conscious over being seen. Maybe that's where her secret lies. Next to the booth, and Ida rushes up to me. Did something happen? My mark hurt all of a sudden. I tell Ida about what happened in the telephone booth. Man, it beats me. Guess there's no way he'd have the answer. Maybe you should have looked at the booth while things were going on. Or maybe not. She doesn't like being looked at, apparently. Oh, hey. Something's on the ground there. Sure enough, there's a folded-up piece of paper lying near the booth. Looks like a piece of stationery. I don't think it was there before. I went into the phone box. Sorry, before I went into the phone box. I picked up the paper and opened it. To Psycho. I'll dispel all your heartache. So forget the horrible incident and take your quiet rest up in heaven. An incident? The posters I saw in the telephone booths mentioned something like that too. Could they be connected? Ask Ida what they think. I don't know. I don't think he's considering it seriously. Anyway, we've visited all 3 boxes now. Want to head back? I bet Susie's worried about us. Yeah, we should probably head back for now. New info is added to the spirit file, the 3rd phone box. Actually, let's look at our memo. Read out our things before we go back. Okay, we had that one. 3 phone boxes. Concerned about it. Okay, 3 phone boxes actually let you speak to the ghost. One seems to be the one Ida and Susie used. It should take... Okay, no, we already got that. 2nd phone booth. In the booth is a poster looking for info on a crime that happened nearby. The phone rings while I'm distracted, just like the rumors. When I pick it up, the woman answered, smacking her lips, but I can't get info on the statues from her. For some reason, she's behaving different from what we were told to expect. There's one more telephone booth. We better check it out too. 3rd phone box. Hanayome is acting even more strangely than before. She seems anxious about being seen, or eyes in general. It's impossible to be sure since it's only over the phone. Plus, the note we found outside the booth is disconcerting. Too psycho to spell all your heartache, so forget the horrible incident and take your quiet rest up in heaven. Okay. Back to Kujo Mansion.
Oh, welcome back.
Okay, give me 1 second. Sorry about that. When my dogs was one, I was trying to figure out what was up. Alright. Christy is there in the garage. She's going through the files full of articles on criminal cases.
How did the investigation go?
Oh, okay, I guess. Ida and I tell Christy what we discovered.
I see.
I can see Christy's mind working.
Hey, Mr. Sheeran. You know those posters and that bit of stationery you found? Could they be linked to Hanayome? She might have been someone who was caught up in the incident and killed. And if that's the case, then
it would make total sense what the grudge would be about. She glances over at the files. The dates were 5 years ago, right? Oh, sorry.
Then there might be an article on what happened here in these files. Let's get Susie to help out, too. Go get a move on.
Her parents are going to be so pissed. All 4 of us begin reading through files. Clippings range from the smallest dispute to the most heinous crime in each city. But they're all dated 5 years ago or earlier. Did they get stored in the garage because they're so old? After a while, I might have found it. It's from 5 years ago in February. The victim's name is Seiko. Ida lays the file out on the desk and we all peer at it. The file has articles about an incident that happened 5 years ago. The victim's name was Seiko Hasegawa. Apparently she committed suicide in the forest by H Castle on the eve of her wedding. That would fit. She was in her dress when she was found. Suzu, you probably shouldn't read any more. It's pretty bad.
Thanks, Ida. But I want to know more about Hanayome. I feel like I need to do this.
She's cringing, but she sounds determined. Between this and sneaking out at night, she's a surprisingly brave kid. Maybe I should take her into danger with me. Oh god, I'm so worried. It's rather odd for someone her age.
I remember now. This happened back when I used to be a news anchor.
Christy mutters just loud enough to hear. Then, do you know the whole story?
It was horrible. It's hard to recount. A woman was abducted by a gang while she was walking her dog. They brought her to the forest and assaulted her. People found her battered and staggering along the road the next day.
And the dog? I'm guessing that was what the sad noise was. At the... where was it? The mountain rest area.
The dog was run over and killed near the forest when it chased after them.
Oh no! That's horrifying.
Yeah, but that wasn't the end of Seiko Hasegawa's misfortune.
Ida somberly cuts in. Oh no, that was him. His usual grin is nowhere to be found. It's well known in some circles, but her assault was photographed. Oh, the pictures were sent to her fiancé. They threatened to make them public if he didn't pay up. Fuck him! Or fuck them, not him. I heard he gave them a ton of money to get the photos and the negatives. Is that true, Christy?
Yeah, I heard that as well. Because of all that, Miss Psycho had a mental breakdown, and in the end she hung herself. She'd been a serious, honest woman, so she couldn't bear it.
The cruel fate of a woman attacked before her wedding. We fall silent as that reality weighs on us. Suzu timidly speaks up, her face pale.
Maybe there's a connection between what happened to Miss Hasegawa and Hanayome's phone boxes?
According to the article, the incidents that wrecked her life took place
near each phone box. She was abducted by the park and assaulted by the rest area. She was found wandering near the parking lot by H Highway.
The phone booths connect to Hanayome and Psycho Hasegawa. The coincidence sends a shiver down my spine. So, that note we found by the telephone booth, did Psycho's fiancé write it?
Most likely. What's strange is it was there and not where she committed suicide.
Did Hanayome put it there?
Maybe she was telling us something?
I have no clue how spirits think, but if Suzu's right, then that note is an important clue for us.
I seem to recall Miss Seiko's fiancé was a famous musician. As a result, the case was widely publicized at the time. It happened right after they returned from a romantic trip to Greece. Old ladies were sobbing about how it made it all the more tragic. And the poor dog they brought on the trip died heroically as well.
Where's the fiancé now?
Well, he began acting strange due to the shock and then went missing. Some say her suicide was to follow him.
But he wasn't the only one who disappeared. Sounds like all of the culprits went missing too. Hear about that online too? Well, something like that. The internet wasn't the same back then. There were only hubs. Hubs? Like pre-internet chat rooms? Everyone was talking about it on the occult hubs back then. There was one person in the community who knew way too much. I think he was one of the culprits. He brought up a bunch of things, like taking pictures and all that. And I bet those were pictures of the assault. Yeah, that's right. After they were finished, those assholes got a camera out and took pictures of her, her face soaked with tears. The whole time she yelled, "Don't look, don't look." Don't look, huh? Yep, that would fit in. Tell me, are we going to sexualize this one too, like we've done all the dead bodies up till now? Funny that you would pick this to be a subject and then, talk about just saying, game. Just saying. Hanayome has an extreme reaction to being seen by others. He kept going on about it, night after night, till he suddenly stopped posting. People who knew him said they couldn't contact him at all. This guy's deserved to die, but it's still really creepy, Suddenly a line from the note pops into my head. I'll dispel all of your heartache. Hey, Christy, do you happen to know exactly where in the forest Psycho killed herself? Seiko. I don't know what it sounds like Psycho when I say it, but whatever.
I was a reporter at the time, so...
Okay.
So I did go to the location, but that was 5 years ago, so I don't remember exactly. I feel like I went west from that big arch at the entrance. So, you're really going to go?
Yeah. Might be able to figure out something about Hanayome. Oh, okay. Though I'd much prefer to stay here. Yeah, new info was at the spirit file. Gathering info at the mansion Okay, so I'm going to go back to the mansion. I'm going to switch out Christy, because it seems like a good idea to swap around partners a bit. I'm sure I'll get Suzu out at some point, but for now, we're going to do Christy. And such. And we'll go back to the forest. And, oh shit, we're going to have to end the episode soon. Oh well, we'll get to the forest and see what we can find out there first. And then I'll end it. I just have so much fun with this one. This is more awkward than I thought. Being out alone with someone who until recently was planning to kill herself.
Do you have something you want to say?
She noticed right away. Was I being that obvious? No, not really.
It's fine. You don't have to hide it. You're wondering if I still want to kill myself, aren't you?
Is this a woman's intuition? No, maybe I'm just crap at hiding things.
Don't worry, I don't anymore. People hate it when things are forced on them, right? Doesn't matter what it is.
So I guess that means death. I can trust you, right?
Yes. At least for now.
Here's hoping she keeps feeling the same, at least while we're together. Oh shit, just then the tires hit a bump in the road. I can see a square gray object in the back seat through the rearview mirror. Is that thing back there yours?
No, that's Ida's CD radio cassette player.
Huh. Why something like that?
He said we might need music during the drive, and then went and put it here himself. But we don't have any CDs or tapes. Should I turn on the radio?
No, I'll pass. Conversation guards to halt after that. It's like there's an invisible person between us. After falling silent a while, Christy finally speaks up again. It only makes sense for the conversation to turn one direction.
It's rather worrisome, don't you think? After all this time, they don't know.
Who doesn't know what?
Those two. They think that spirit just helps you find things. What a naive fairy tale.
Yeah. Christy is exactly right. Also, what about her history would make it about finding things? It's weird, right? You quickly become disillusioned once you actually face a spirit. But thinking about it, wouldn't that be best? Christy looks at me in shock.
Wait, what are you saying?
I just mean...
Our lives are on the line here. Would you stop joking around?
Sorry. She's furious at me. But it looks like she was telling the truth about not wanting to die. She's got too much pride. Someone like that would never commit suicide. Well, we'll see.
What's so funny?
Nothing. Will we make it back again? I stare at the headlights and contemplate where we're going. That sigh was pretty deep.
I can't believe we're here again. At least I can feel better knowing he's not around anymore.
I almost remind her about Hanayome, but I stopped myself from opening my mouth. I don't want to break her tenuous calm. Okay. It's supposed to be west of the gate? So left? I look to the west of the gate again. There's no sign of a trail. Strange. Maybe I'm remembering wrong? When I came here researching an article, there was a...
Oh, when I came here researching an article, there was a path to the west.
Suddenly, Chrissy's face stiffens. What's wrong? You seeing something, Chica?
I feel cold all of a sudden.
Shit! Jesus, what the fuck is that? I follow their gaze and see a low shadow dashing from the darkness. Edward? A dog with hair like a girl's. Certainly seems like one. It kicks up the dirt with 4 legs, but it looks off somehow. Its fur is long and shoveled, and from certain angles its face looks human. Oh, it does kind of look like... What looks like a nose at one angle also kind of looks like a mouth just open. The dog stares at us, growling softly. Are you Hanayomi's puppy? What is it? Are you trying to tell us something, boy?
You're being too gentle with it. You need to sound firm when you talk to a dog. Act like its master. Weaker dogs like to bark, right? So ignore it and stay quiet.
Ignore it and stay quiet, huh? Guess that's true for humans too. Powerful people tend to ignore others. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. The dog barks loudly, then vanishes into the western underbrush. The moment it's gone, the chill in the air dissipates like it was never there. I say we follow the dog.
Was it trying to guide us?
Maybe. Does it know we're here to help? I think so. I shine the flashlight on the spot where the dog disappeared. Now familiar pain shoots through my wrist. Mark colors grows more vivid. Early dawn, a few hours left until death closes in. Alright, fun time has set in. There's probably not much time left. We better hurry. Check the bushes over there. New info added to the spirit file. Investigating the forest again. It's our favorite place in the world. There's a thicket of trees next to the gate. I look at the thicket. With the dog gone, I push my way into the underbrush. I spot the traces of what used to be a path. You could barely call it one at this point, though. This must be the closed hiking trail. The path goes west from the gate.
That's right. I remember now. This is the path I took before. That dog... Was it trying to show this to us?
Who knows? Anyway, let's get going. Okay, we have straight forward and then we have left. I'd very much like a talisman before I go any further, but whatever. Okay. Oh, there's something. Something in the grass at the foot of the tree. Look first. It's a wad of paper. Reel it. I push the grass aside and pick it up. Found a worn out talisman. Yay! When I pick up the talisman, I feel warmth flow through me. Now I gain my spirit power back. Oh yes, all 1500. Alright, crumbles me in my hands. That's good. Okay, I can go left or I can go forward. Let's see what's to the left first. Interesting. Anything else around here? Okay, there's something on the ground. Let's look at the ground before we look at the creepy thing. Something's in the grass. Can't see well from here. Feel it? I feel around in the blades of the grass. And I got instant camera. I hit the switch before I realized, and a red light appears. Apparently that means the flash can be used.
It must still have battery left. Not that we're going to take pictures with it.
So, I don't know. We'll see, you're right. I don't like using a freaking trigger against someone like that, but well, if it's life or death, turn it off and quickly stuff it in my bag. I decided it's wise not to mention the dried blood that's stuck to the bottom of it. To see is to perceive light. That distant voice echoes in my head. True, seeing something means you're seeing the light it's reflecting. But what does that have to do with Hanayome? New info is added to his spirit file. Around the tree covered in photos. Oh, are those... Is that what that's supposed to be? Is it her photos? I shine a light on the grove of trees in front of us and catch a glimpse of something odd. Huh?
What is that? Something's posted there?
I can't make it out from here. I move forward for a closer look. Oh no, they're men. I'm guessing these are probably the people who did it. What is this? What are those wrapped around them? What is that? Chains? All thought in my mind ceases. It's as if I'm unable to process what I'm seeing and my brain comes to a halt. Are these photos? There are a bunch of pictures of different people posted to the tree, but they're all of these photos
have nails in the eyes. It's just as Christy said.
Oh, just as Christy said. For some bizarre reason, each photo has a person with nails driven through both eyes. Attached to the nails is some kind of tape. Cold sweat drips down my back. Oh, is that the film, perhaps? What kind of grudge would cause someone to do something like this? Oh, I don't know. You know, maybe freaking rape and taking photos of the assault and all that.
Hey, all the people in these pictures, are they all men?
Christy mutters just loud enough to hear. Huh? I look over the photos again. A good number of them are deteriorated, so they're hard to make out, but they may be right. Or she may be right, whatever. Yeah, looks like it. All the subjects are men. It's clearly not a coincidence. I feel a little dizzy and step back. Should we take the tape? Through my blurry vision, something flashes in the light from my flashlight. What's wrong? Nothing, it's just over there. Something sparkled up there. Something might be there. We should check it out. He said up, right? Up. I see it. Something's up in the branches of the tree. It's reflecting light. Something must be stuck in the branches. The only way we'll be able to check it out is to climb up the trunk. That sounds like a terrible idea.
Are you thinking about climbing the tree?
There aren't any cavities, knots, or branches within reach. It'd be hard to climb up it, so... climb the tree myself, ask my partner, boost my partner up. Okay, Christy, sorry about this, Chica.
This is just between us, but I weigh...
She whispers in my ear. Okay, that's off the table. Okay, well, forget it for now. I'll run back and grab Suzu and I'll do the rest of it with her, I guess. This is going to be a long episode. But it's fine. I'm having fun. Okay, Suzu. I need a tiny person. See, you've come in handy. Okay. And back to the forest. Sorry to make you see these terrible things. I wasn't too great about, you know, everything with my last child. You know, he saw some terrible things. He might have died, but, you know, we're not going to talk about that. Something's up in the branches of the tree. In fact, like, you're not going to die, okay? No matter what, I won't let it happen. The only way we'll be able to check it out is to climb up the tree trunk.
You're going to climb the tree?
There aren't any cavities or branches within reach. It'll be hard to climb up it, so... you need to go up there, child.
If that's all, then... okay, I'll try.
I squat at the base of the tree and let her climb up on me. Up you go! I stagger a bit, but manage to stand. I feel like I'm one of the trees now. Can you reach?
Just a little to the right. I'm almost there.
Susie reaches as far as she can with her hands. I lose my balance. Don't die! We both crash to the ground. Don't break anything. Are you okay?
I'm fine. Here.
Suto shows me her hands. It's holding the object that was stuck in the branches. Got a dog collar. Collar? Makes me think of that dog we saw before coming here. Does this belong to that dog?
I wonder who threw it away.
Who knows? As I'm putting it away in my bag, I spot an inscription on the inside of the collar. Renta? How are you supposed to pronounce that? Yeah, that's what I was kind of wondering. New info was added to the spirit file. The picture of the tree. Alright, let's see what's at the end of this path and... Okay, I hear a low growl from somewhere. Stay behind me, child. Can't see what's making it, but it seems to be watching me. Oh, we did see that dog at the gate. I'm not sure why, but I feel an intense hostility directed towards me.
What should we do?
The instant Susie speaks, the growling grows distinctly quieter. Female! Yes! Protect female! Growling grows distinctly quieter. I remember the photos. All of them were men with nails in their eyes. I don't know what this has to do with the dog, but if those pictures demonstrate the hatred that saturated this place, if I'm with Suzo, it might react differently. I consider my options. Show the collar, hopefully. I've got an idea. I take the collar out of my bag. Maybe it's a safe bet that the spirit was born here, so the dog is likely tied to this collar. I face the general area that the barking is coming from and show it the collar. Okay, chill, puppy, chill. The dog appears like a gust of wind. Whoa! Before I can blink, it steals the collar from me. Live or die. I should live if I throw the child at him, right? When I try to quickly jump away, I hear Suzu call out to me.
Mr. Sheeran, don't move!
But I don't catch the rest of it. The dog rushes at me so fast it looks like it's gliding over the ground. Okay, don't move. Stand still. Head down. Keep still. That's what you're supposed to do, right? Just in general with dogs, like, rushing at you. The dog stops in its tracks. It seems confused that I'm not reacting and just standing still. It shuffles back on its guard, then prepares to attack me again. Safe. It bares its teeth and growls. Stay still. Loudly turn my back to it. Pet it. Just don't even pet it. Ignore it. I break my gaze and turn my back to it and pretend not to hear it and threatening me. It growls for a while until it abruptly stops. The dog holds the collar in its mouth and stares at me. The collar has an inscription on, doesn't it? I'm sure it said... Renta, please let that be right. What should I call it? Ginta, Senta, Linta... Shit. Crap, I don't know Japanese. Is it Japanese? Let's try Genta. Genta? I mutter the name. The dog perks his ears. Yes! What is that from? Is it Korean? I learned some alphabet a while ago. Let me look it up. Korean ga sound. Yeah, it kind of looks like that. And stuff, it's just the other way around. I think. Yeah, because the Korean G looks exactly like it, except it faces the other way. And stuff, the line at the top goes to the left rather than the right. And stuff. So I guess it's close to Japanese too. Oh well, it worked. Dog perks his ears. I say it again, this time more clearly. Then, sleep. Dog turns around and quietly slinks into the brush. Disappears from sight. So, what does the Japanese one look like then? Japanese would be kanji, right? No. Let's see. Japanese G sound. Yeah, I have no idea what that was supposed to be. It just kind of looks like Korean to me. It seems I somehow managed to escape death. Survived! I pick up the collar that was left behind and sigh deeply.
Are you okay?
Yeah, that was... I can't even say it was no big deal. My words simply trail off. That's all I can answer with. I pat myself down with my hands, but I don't seem to be injured anywhere. I did feel teeth biting into my hand when the collar was snatched from me, though. That dog may be supernatural. I hope it doesn't attack again. So, gotta keep a female with me at all times. Ida, you're off the bill.
I think we'll be fine. It found what it was looking for.
You're right. God's collar. Alright. Looks like we have another room past that, too. Ugh. A sound like a rope creaks above my head. Silhouettes swing from the shadows of the trees. My whole body shudders with dread. They're just mannequins, though, it looks like.
Are those people?
Suzu gives a terrified yelp. Speechless, I shine my flashlight on them. They clearly aren't people. They're mannequins. The things hanging by their necks from the trees are display mannequins you can find in any department store. The scene is very much like some kind of ritual. Obviously, dolls can't commit suicide. Is this someone's idea of a prank? Or maybe a warning to intruders? The only one who knows the truth would be whoever did this. Let's go. I don't think they're dangerous. They're only mannequins. Until they reach out and grab you.
Okay.
Susie replies uneasily. But before either of us take a step forward, I feel a shaky hand gripping onto me. Aww. Okay, so we can look at all of them? Oh look, the bees are still flying around. Alright. Doll, mannequin hanging by its neck. Has something in its left hand. Let's grab onto it to stop it from swinging. I open its hand and take what's inside. Found a worn out talisman. Perfect. Crumble through my... Yeah, after it gives me some warmth. Yay, soul power. Okay, what about you? Male dolls hanging from a tree. I wonder what the person who did this was thinking. Oh, wait, no. Okay, wrong thing. Sorry. Okay, no, I can't do anything other than examine it. Sorry. What about you? Dolls swing unceasingly from their ropes, even though there is no breeze. Oh well, forward we go. I think that was everything there was to see there. Puppy, please.
It's that dog.
Suzu, be careful.
No, it's okay now. He won't attack anymore.
It's the dog from before. It starts digging in the dirt right in front of us. What you trying to tell us, lassie? After a few moments, it disappears like mist.
What was it doing? Is there something over there?
Let's take a look. Alright, let's see what's in that. It's the place where the dog was digging. Look at it. Upon closer inspection, the dirt appears to be a different color. Why would the dirt be a different color? I reach out and touch the dirt, but the texture under my hand surprises me. The dirt around here is soft, almost as if something was buried. Give me a hand.
You're going to dig here?
I don't think we'll need any tools. Please.
Okay.
In silence, we kneel in this forest in the middle of the night and dig up the dirt with our hands. I feel like I'm robbing a grave. Could be that those words popped into my head because I somehow knew what we'd find. Distracted. Ooh, dead body. I looked down on what we dug up. This is exactly what we needed that girl to do. Go grave robbing in the middle of the night. What I find is a corpse. It's just a skeleton now, but it doesn't look that old.
Is that a corpse?
Yeah, and it's my job to steal and rob graves. My reply sounds incredibly flat and uncaring, even to me. It's a body. At some point, death has become familiar. That fact, and not the corpse, is... Give me 1 second. That fact, not the corpse, is what sends a shiver down my spine. One moment, please. Alright, sorry about that. Anywho, the fact and not the corpse. That fact and not the corpse is what sends a shiver down my spine. I'm too comfortable with the world of the dead. I know this, but I can't escape it. You've become such a cool figure, Eddie. One part of me observes the remains before us and reacts calmly. Just then, I notice something. Wait, what? One part of you? Oh, is that just his way of saying that he's looking at it in a detached fashion? I don't know. Notice something. What do you notice? What's that? There's something white in the skeleton's hand. It's always in the hand. I dig it out and discover a plastic bag. Inside are a number of cassette tapes and some kind of note. The note's deteriorated, but parts of it are legible. I killed them all. Once assault you. Oh, the fiancé. Now you rest in peace. What needed to be done, now I die here. This forest, you passed away. New song. Won't listen, heaven. The note ends there. Got 3 cassette tapes.
That sounds like a suicide note, doesn't it? But these tapes...
She looks at the cassette tapes.
Why were they buried too?
They look at the remains as if asking them the question. Also, who buried it? Was it the dog ghost? I mean, if he came out here and committed suicide, had to have been the dog ghost, right? Otherwise, why would it be aware of where it... No, he would be aware of where it was because it's her forest, right? I mean, Shimi-o's forest too. It's the last spirit forest, but... Who buried him? Of course, it's not going to reply. I don't know. I trail off. A different voice is whispering in my mind. The last. The voice falls silent. The last? Wait a second, the last what? Huh? Is something the matter? I didn't say anything. It's nothing. Sorry, just talking to myself. Anyway, let's take the tapes with us. New info is added to the spirit file. Unidentified suicide victim. Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure we can identify. Alright, let's look at our Hanayome thing. Gathering info at the mansion. No, wait, we already did that, right? Well, we saw Eliminate City. Investigating the forest again. Picture on a tree. Okay, English. I read all these, right? Oh, wait, Greece. It's probably a Greek alphabet. That's going to be weird. Greek alphabet. Yep, that's what it is. Huh. Weird how languages can have similar sounding and looking letters. Yes, whatever. Alright. So, let's see. I did read these, didn't I? I don't think so. I guess we stopped at the third phone box. Wow, okay. Gathering info at the mansion. The garage shelves contain files on accidents and crimes within Nate City from decades old to just a few years ago. We all search through them and find a case of victim named Seiko Hasegawa, the person mentioned in the note. The details of her case are sickening. The victim was abducted by a group as she was walking her dog in the forest while waiting her wedding day. She was found by a phone booth along the highway the next day. That's not all. The culprits photographed the assault and blackmailed her fiancé with photos for money. A few days later, all the stress caused her to kill herself. Her fiancé went missing afterwards, and people believing he also committed suicide. Christy investigated the case back then. She says the fiancé was a famous musician. To psycho out a spell your heartache, those words bother me, but there's something else too. And that's the fact that the culprits also went missing after she died. Because the fiancé went badass and murdered them all. This ghastly case is still unable to gain full closure. The phone box that guided us to the case. What? The phone box that guided us to the case. That's not a sentence. The fact that... Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe it is. The fact that the woman who hung herself wore a wedding dress. Connections to the forest by each castle. The Iron Mark Bearers won't like it, but we need to go back to the forest. Why am I so sure of that? Investigating the forest again. Upon our return to the forest, a strange dog appears, growls at us before disappearing into the western thicket. Christy says the place she checked in the past was in the west also. Still, that dog didn't look natural. I suppose it's a good sign, since we're chasing after a spirit, but the mark warns that time is short. We have to hurry. Pictures on a tree, the west side of the forest. We find a tree covered in strange photos of men, and they all have large nails driven deep into their eyes. They're all likely dead. Is it some kind of warning that men will be killed? I spot something when I look up in the tree. It's hard to get down, but it turns out to be a dog collar. Does it belong to the dog we saw at the entrance? That article on Seiko we found in the garage said the body of her pet was found in the forest. Was it killed chasing after the culprits? It seems she even brought it up on her trip to brought it on her trip to Greece with her fiancé right before she was abducted. It looks like the dog's name is on the collar, but how do you pronounce that? Giente. Doesn't look like English. Around the tree covered in photos. In the bushes below the tree I find a dirty instant camera. The back reads, "Take a picture, flash included." That voice then whispers to me, "To see is to perceive light. Light. Things that emit light. A camera. I bet Psycho Hasegawa tested that light. That will be probably useful. An identified suicide victim. We find a skeleton buried in the ground with a worn suicide note and cassette tape. Strangely enough, the contents of the note match up with the rumors of her fiance's death. What was in that other note? This is just a guess, but if I'm right, the songs on these tapes probably contain his thoughts and feelings. If the corpse is her fiancé, then the tapes may have songs he made, or ones that are meaningful to them. This would probably be useful. So then, what was the whisper of the last trying to tell me? Did he want his fiancée to hear the last song? The dog that guided us is definitely the ruined form of their beloved pet. If I can manage to connect all of this together when I face Hanayome, perhaps I can put her to peace. Alright. Is there anything else out here first? Okay, nope. That should be it then. Mark burns scarlet. Half an hour until death closes in. Ugh. Out of nowhere, my mark flares up painfully, and the intense pulsing sets my nerves on fire. You know, it says, like, half an hour until we die, but there's really no time limit on it and stuff. I think that bit's a little disappointing. Because everything else you do kind of affects how it plays out, I guess. And stuff. At least the decisions you make in the final fight decides how things will end with that. Which I like, but then it's all like, oh, you know, half an hour until you guys all die. And everything, but then I can still run back and forth to the mansion as much as I please, and I'm sure that's a long drive. Alright. Shit, are we out of time? I bite my lip and look at Suzu. Suzu? Suzu, hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
It's finally here. It all starts now. I grab Suzu and run. Spirit is closing in on us. I mean, yeah, but it's not like time yet. I'm sure we still have some investigating to do. But we'll finish that up when we get back to the mansion. Did I get in the car to go somewhere? Regardless, I'm here, inside it, gripping the wheel. Great, more memory loss. The mansion, I need to go back there for now. I glanced through the rearview mirror at Suzu in the back seat. Suzu is staring vacantly out the window, with a slightly tilted head. The only thing out there is darkness. There's nothing to look at. Ida's tape player is laying on its side in the passenger seat. I grabbed it from the back, meaning to play one of those tapes. We quickly arrive at Kujo Mansion. Even if I discuss it with Mary, it's probably best if I listen to the tape first. I reach for one, but as I do, I notice something odd. Where are we? I'm on an unfamiliar road, like I took a wrong turn somewhere. Yay, memory loss. No, it's not unfamiliar. I've clearly been down this road before, but the route I was taking should have had no way for me to come across this road. That's the only way I can describe it. It's impossible. But don't wreck trying to, figure it out, man. Calm down. I must have made a mistake because I was messing around with the tape player. I wouldn't get lost on the way to the mansion. I've been to it so many times now. I just missed the first intersection and ended up somewhere strange, that's all. That's what I tell myself as I make the U-turn. But no matter how many times I go back... Damn it, why am I here again? Maybe it's Hanayome trying to tell you something. No matter how I turn, I end up on the same road. Right, left, or keep going straight. I still return to the exact same place. This is ridiculous. I hit the steering wheel. Maybe it was because of my outburst, but my mark is starts burning with pain again. This is bad, really bad. At this rate, death will catch up to us while we're here in the car. Having said that, we can't go back to the mansion. I don't think we'll be able to get out of this maze no matter how many times I try. In that case, what should I do? Where should I drive? To highway, to the apartments, or back to the mountain? That's a good question. Let's see. She was taken at the apartments. She was assaulted at the mountain. And she was found by the highway. Let's see. Okay, they really didn't give us anything with the notes, though. Should we go where she was attacked? Or where she was left? I don't think it should be where she was taken. All that, because that's not the greatest pain. That's not where, like, the grudge would have been born at. And if that's the case, it would probably be the mountain. And stuff, but then she was left with the pain at the highway. But she went back to the forest, which is at the base of the mountain, to commit suicide, right? Let's go with the mountain. Turn the steering wheel in the direction of the place that popped into my head. Team Mountain. It's not that I have to go there. The destination isn't important so long as it gets me out of this situation. I hit the gas pedal and abruptly turned the wheel, trying to get out of this cursed trap. Finally, familiar scenery returns, as if it was laying in wait for me. And this was the one we heard the dog at, too. So, hopefully that's a good sign. In the end, we're back here. Alright, girl, what do you want to talk about? The phone is ringing. I know exactly who's calling. And our time is up. Okay, whatever. I can wrap this up. The mark has died a deep crimson. It feels like sunrise. A few minutes left until death closes in. It feels like this was shorter than the last one. Which I would have expected to be longer because she's like featured on the box art. I go into the phone booth. I've got Aya's radio cassette player in the bag holding Seiko's memories at the ready. Click, click. Pick up the damn phone, boy. I pick up the receiver. But the phone immediately goes dead. Oh. Pick it. Just leave it off the hook then. Oh. 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 Okay. I see why you don't like the eye thing. Also, have you been chewing your eye this whole time? Or chewing their eyes. It's probably their eyes that she's chewing.
You saw, didn't you? I know you saw it.
Alright. Sweet, sweet soul power. Throw something. Here with the tape player. Take a picture with the camera. Do that one. Can you imagine beating her with the tape player? I quickly grab the instant camera and use the flash. Back off! That is very mean, though. The spirit shrieks, and while I was distracted, I tumble out of the booth. Safe! Is Suzu around? Once I spot out of the corner of my eye. The spirit standing there, looking down at me. I really haven't seen too much of you, though. It's stuff like, I feel like Shimi-o and Hanayome definitely had a bit more of a presence. The camera's battery is dead. What should I do next? Let's see what our options are. Play the tape labeled Charm Song, play the tape labeled Echo Ballad, play the tape labeled My. Crap. Crap! I don't know, Charm? It doesn't have an I in it. I stick Charm Song into the tape player and press the play button.
Listen often, dear.
The spirit responds to the song. Is this good? What is that behind you? Spirit quietly drifts closer. What should I do next? Okay, lucky sevens. Play the tape labeled Echo Ballad, or my Echo Ballad also doesn't have an I in it. Stick Echo Ballad in the tape player and press the play button.
I love.
The spirit responds to the song. You love that song, eh? The spirit quietly drifts closer. What should I do next? Okay. I guess the only one left. He did make them, right? He made them all, so it should be fine. I stick mine into the tape player and press the play button.
I don't know this one.
Oh shit! Wrong, 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 wrong. Spirit responds to the song. Or maybe not. Do you like it? Oh dear, sweet lady. She looks like a kindergartner's art project. No offense, sweetheart, you're gorgeous, but ugh. The spirit is right in front of me. How did this face come about?
Hey, let me listen to the newest.
Well, you hadn't heard this one, so... I'm guessing that's the newest? I stick mine into the tape player and press the play button.
Yes. That song was finished.
A dog comes bounding over from somewhere, barking happily.
Gin? Is this where you've been? Come on, let's go. He's waiting.
Yay! And they're all reunited! That's sweet. Here's a flash of light. I think we did good again. Because if I recall correctly, Hanayome exploded in, like, blood or something, right? And Shimi-o went to white as well. I blink and the spirit is gone. Survived! At least we didn't murder this one. We traumatized her with photo flash, but still. I don't see Hanayome anymore.
She's gone now. Hanayome.
Suzu is back to normal. I bet their mark's gone. But mine still remains. But mine's still bright on my arm. I guess Hanayome didn't give me my mark after all.
And Hanayome really was Seiko Hasegawa. What a sad, terrible fate. Turning into a ghost after she died. I feel sorry for her.
This place isn't too far from where Seiko died. Maybe that's why. The instant Hanayome vanished, I thought I caught a glimpse of her loyal dog. Hope her dog and the song her fiancé wrote for her help her to be at peace in heaven.
Should we head back?
Yeah. Dun dun dun! Huh? The phone starts ringing out of nowhere. It's like... Nah, we did good this time, right? It's probably just like the flashlight. It won't stop. It's like it's waiting for someone to answer. Which I do. Pick it up. Nothing else we can do. Hello? On the other end of the line is the gentle voice of a woman.
I'm so very sorry for causing you so much trouble. Please excuse me.
Was that a wrong number or something? I was a little panicked, but now I relax. I step out of the booth and get into the car with Suzu. That was sweet! Oh, I feel bad about that. Except I really wish we had done right by Hanahiko. I just wasn't clear with the instructions before.
Welcome back, Mr. Sheeran. It's thanks to you that my mark is finally gone. Yay!
Too bad I didn't get to do much. I've read a ton of comics about exorcism, so I thought I could help. Good job to you too, Suzu. Everything went okay? Yeah, I just put our child in danger is all.
Yeah, it's all thanks to him.
Oh yeah? I bet I could have done a better job than him. Shut up, I'm sure she still looks up to you.
I awaited your return, Lord Sheeran. It appears that you overcame your fear and cleared away the grudge. Congratulations. Though it is unfortunate that your mark has not yet vanished.
I've managed to defeat 3 spirits now, but my mark still hasn't disappeared. Feels like that terrible fact might just freeze the blood in my veins. But I vow to fight against this mark. All I could do now is press forward.
Mr. Sheeran, may I have a word?
I looked through the other files in the garage after you... I looked through the other files in the garage after you left,
and I found this.
She hands over a file that says 8 shrine findings on the cover. Sayakuja's signature is in the corner. Kujo family's guardians were housed there, so it makes sense that this was here.
Go on, read it.
What do we have here? Most of it is about how each shrine was built and its history. Pardon. It lines up with what Mary told us. Everything that happened from the anti-Buddhist movement to now is in there. But it looks like even Saya didn't know who stole the statues 50 years ago. Some pages are about each shrine's Goshintai, the item that houses the deity spirit. The shrine has two, a mirror and a Buddhist statue called Ninjibutsu? I don't know. The Ninjibutsu should be in a brocade pouch, but I never saw anything like that at the shrine. I wonder where it ended up. The last few pages contain notes on an investigation into the stolen statues. It mentions a rumor that started circulating a few months ago. Kei Miyamachi North Road in H City. It's a back street that, due to the city's poor planning, is covered in manholes. Because of that, people call it Manhole Road. So many manholes! On a moonless night, a young woman was walking down it on her way home from work. An old sign read, "Be wary of strangers." Suddenly fearful as she attempted to hurry her steps down the dimly lit back street. But she couldn't take a step forward. Is this our next spirit? A noise, something heavy being dragged. And then a figure was discernible from out of the darkness. It was a woman with disheveled hair, wearing a burnt white robe. She cradled a headless Buddha statue as if it were her own child. The shadows and hair hid most of her face, but she could see her blood-red lips twisted into a satisfied smile. Terrified by the eerie sight, she turned on her heel and ran away. Some distance away, she turned to look back. But the woman was gone. Interesting.
The statues were stolen 50 years ago, so it wasn't that woman, but I doubt it's that easy to find headless Buddha statues. I'm sure she must know something.
I asked Hanayome where the statues stolen from each shrine were, and now there's an unexpected lead. What a strange coincidence. Hey, she helped us in the end.
If you can find those stolen statues and honor them at each shrine, the divine wrath will be quelled, and you might be freed from the mark.
Another way that might possibly allow me to escape my mark. It's worth looking into at least.
Oh, before I forget, you should take these too. Documents on the Hasegawa case that we found after you left. Read through them if you want.
I'm sure I will.
It's almost dawn. We must end today's investigation. Please rest.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Thank you very much, mister. Because of you, I think I'll get to go see my dad, too.
You need to go somewhere to see him?
My mom and dad got divorced.
Oh.
Yeah. Mom decided that she wanted to become a nun. She started taking me to temples and a lot of sacred areas. Dad didn't like that, and he started seeing some other lady.
Oh. I understand. You don't have to say more. Don't want to hear your whole life story, Suzu. Don't want to get too attached. I guess Suzu's been embroiled in the world of adults for a while already. Maybe that's why she's so brave while being so young.
I asked Mom to tell me where Dad is, but she wouldn't say. She told me he's bewitched by a demon and to forget him. So that's why I want to ask Hanayome where Dad is.
Oh, do you know now? I see. I hope you get to see him.
Me too.
Okay,
good night.
I'm really in your debt. It's thanks to you that Suzu was saved. Thanks so much. He seems more worried about her than himself. His appearance, personality, and job all make him suspicious, but one thing is clear. I know she asked me to, but I was the one who brought her out there after all. So if something had happened to her, I just, Hey, you alright? I'm so glad she's okay. Oh, God. The hot tears streaming down his face are those of relief, apparently. You should head to bed for today. I'm sure you're tired, right? Don't worry, everything's fine. You guys had the least eventful ghost so far. Yeah, thanks. Good night.
I'm heading to bed soon myself. My mark's finally gone. I think I'm going to sleep well tonight.
There's no reason for you to stay any longer.
You're right about that. I'll be leaving tomorrow. Sorry, but even 9 lives wouldn't be enough to survive staying here.
You said it.
But I'm grateful for all this too. It gave me time to rethink my life. Ironic, isn't it? If I hadn't been cursed by a spirit, I'd be in the forest right about now.
Christy's smile turns dry.
Well, I'm off to bed now. Good night.
Night, Christy, and so we say
farewell to yet another friend. Now then, Lord Sheeran, please find me when you are ready. Farewell.
Indeed.
New info was added to the spirit file, the truth behind Hanayome other.
Alright, let's look at that real quick and then we will end the episode for today. I'm surprised, this one was a lot shorter. I mean, I've gone a bit longer with this episode and everything, but I feel like it was still a little bit shorter than the rest of them. Wait, what am I doing? Wrong thing. Hanayome. The truth behind Hanayome. It might have all started with the lingering grudge caused by the tragic event. Hanayome was likely Psycho Hasegawa. She became a spirit obsessed with eyes, an imitation of her fiancé's revenge. Their dog turned into that thing in an effort to save them. The info I got from a fellow mark bearer points to that as well. Her fiancé was a musician known as YMN back then. He made a name for himself by cross-mixing genres into his music from rock and pop to classical and techno. Around the time of the incident, he had been working on a new album. The last song on it was My Holy, and dedicated to his fiancée. But in the end, the album was published without the final track. The song, and her fiancé's love, finally reached Seiko. I'd like to think it's because of us and Genta. I hope their tragic tale has finally come to a close. But some things still don't add up. How did Hanayome suddenly get the power to bestow the mark? The answer might lie with the Buddha statue stolen from 8 Shrine. Buddha statues from 8 Shrine. The files in the garage mention the Buddha statues were stolen from 8 Shrine 50 years ago, right during the period of chaos following the end of the war. Is there a connection? What's more, a year-old interview says someone witnessed a woman in white carrying a headless Buddha statue on the street called Manhole Road. Maybe I should look into that next. And that is it. Really though, I am a little bothered by that. Because it seems like she has had... Sorry, stretching. She had, like, the most uneventful thing. Like, literally, we went to a shrine. Nothing really happened at the shrine. We went to the phone booths. We had a quick little thing with that. But, you know, nothing too much happened. All that. With the other ones, we had corpses. We had, you know, random encounters of suspense where we had, you know, we had some life or death situations here, but I felt like this one was a bit easier than the others, especially with the finale there, because, I mean, it doesn't look like any of the answers were wrong and such, because, like, all the cassettes she was fine with, and then we just had to figure out which one she was the newest, and it was pretty obvious because it was, like, the one she hadn't heard before. All that, and like I didn't have to go out of my way to find anything. I didn't get, you know, mixed around like I did with Shimi-o or any of that. It was pretty straightforward case. But I guess it makes sense because she was previously a non-violent ghost. All that. Which makes it kind of odd, because clearly she was chewing the eyeballs of her attackers and all that. And that had been apparently going on since the beginning of her tale, but she was still non-violent all the way up to the end. Now that, which I guess aligns with her personality, because it doesn't seem like she was a terrible person in life, like, say, a Shimi-o. Or, you know, a confused and misguided child like Hanahiko. So maybe she had a bit more control over her faculties for longer. But now we have that next spirit that's holding the Buddha statue. And all that we have to figure out, so we'll save that for next time, and, you know, like and subscribe if you guys want to, and thank you for watching.